All right, short and sweet. Let's go. Take your feet wide-ish on the mat. Soften the knees. Weight in the heels. Arms out to the side. Shoulders are down. Nice deep breath in. Slide the hands up. Breathe out. Push the floor away. Breathe in. And then breathe out. And then make this a bit more dynamic so that it feels like you're pushing the floor away as you come up. Spreading the ribs underneath the armpits. Getting some nice deep full breaths right down into the bottom of those lungs. And then sigh the breath out as you come down. Filling up the back of your nostrils. Big smile on your face. That's it. Beautiful. And one more. Slide down, stay here in goddess, coming up and over lateral stretch. Weight is even through those heels. Drop down. Push your hands through space down. So we sort of stretch into those ribs. Coming up and over. And then start to pull down. So you push forward and then you pull down. Elbow pulling down into your rib cage down the sides. And we breathe out. And we breathe out. And you can start to push the breath out of pursed lips. So your exhalation becomes an activation breath. That's it. Keeping that evenness through the heels. One more on each side. Lovely. And then stretch it right out to toes. So whole side line of the body lengthening. Oh, that's good. And then up and over. And then down. And then a big swish. Wake up the central nervous system. Fingers nice and wide. Push the hands through space. That's it. Bend the knees. And then straighten the knees. Beautiful. Swish, swish, swish. Discus throwing movement. So throw the discus, whole body stretch. Little back bend. Down. Stretch, lengthen. Down. That's it. Down. Big breath in. Down. And then just upper body mini twist. We're going to take this twist down into those feet. So start with the top of the body and then come down, elbows twist. So weight is in one leg, my left leg, up on the toes, bring it in, bring it out. So knee draws in, then out again from the hip joint. Take the hands in the opposite direction. So wake up the rotator muscles around the hips, mobilizing the pelvis, breathing out, breathing out. So as the knee comes in, you breathe out. Core activation as well. That's it. Take those hands around, get the waist moving. And then come up and over to the other side. Weight down through the heels. Bring in. Hands opposite. Get a little bit of blood flow right down into the pelvis. Super important that we get this bit of the body moving. And then feet planted, soften the knees. Pelvis rotating around the clock face. So pubic bone forward, hip to the side, sacrum back, hip to the side, pubic bone forward. So round the clock face, and then you smooth it into a lovely big circle. Like this. Take the arms out, thumbs up, little fingers down. Elbows can be soft, shoulders are always soft. Down your back. But a little bit of activation between the shoulder blades. Chin draws in, then let it poke out. Chin draws in, let it poke out. Chin draws in. So you have a lifting up sensation through the back of your neck. That's the way. Make it a little bit juicier. Slight bend through the knees. Take the arms up and behind you, interlacing the fingers at that ridge at the back of your head. Draw the elbows back, shoulders slide down. Change directions. So chin is drawn in, slight constriction on the back of your throat. Nice full deep breath, and you're drawing the breath down, out, underneath the armpits, and then up. So it doesn't matter how fast you do your circles, you can slow right down if you are finding the coordination tricky. But just getting this movement has got such profound benefits, long-term benefits. That's it. Fabulous. Taking those hands down. We're a little bit warmed up now. Take your feet together, toes are forward. So I'm just going to get you to wobble from side to side for a moment, loosening up the ankle joints. Roll around your ankles so you feel a bit of a massage through your feet like so. And then dropping back. So toes are straight forward. A slight pushing down and out sensation so the inner arches aren't collapsing and the knees aren't going forward. Sometimes it helps if you have a brick to put your brick between your thighs. You can imagine there's a brick there. Now, zipping up core. So soften the knees. Breathe in. Imagine you're unzipping your tight high-waisted jeans. Breathing out to push the floor away. Zipping up. Pelvic floor, deep core muscles right up towards the tummy button. Unzipping. Zipping up. So breathing in to unzip. Breathe out to zip up. Breathing in. Come down a little bit further. Zipping up. That's it. So drop a little bit further into your heels and zip up. And then take the hands. Zipping up. So you're breathing out as you zip up. The action is here in the core. Now as we come down a bit deeper, we're sticking our bum further out behind us. Knees stay on top of ankles, so you can see they're not drifting forward. And bum starts to activate. So we start to feel it. This is what we're looking for. Hamstrings, bum, and then up. And then down, and then up. So when we take our hands up, this just helps us to activate all of our deeper corsetory muscles. The muscles that support our spine. Breathe out. Make it a bit deeper. Breathe out. Your feet are pushing down and slightly outwards on your mat as you rise. That's it. And nicely start adding a little weight in your hands with these squats. This is something that we can do kind of anywhere, and it's all over. Fabulous toning. Little bit of caution that you don't overflare through the ribs here. You can see that because I've got quite a fair bit of lordosis. You've got to make sure the base of the rib cage is drawing in. Last one, really slow. Beautiful. Take the balance. So one foot planted in the ground, other ankle on top of knee. Hands together, elbows up, push the hands together so you activate the upper back muscles. Start to pull your tail back behind you, slightly bending. Standing legs, so you get into a stretch into the bum, into that right hip. Draw your chin back so it feels like if you were a kitten, a mother cat has picked you up by the scruff of the neck. Keep the shoulders sliding down, keep breathing. Good. Slowly rising. Plant the other foot down, keep pressing the hands together to help balance. Other ankle on top of the knee, sliding down, let the knee slide out to the side. That's it. Beautiful. And slowly coming up. Come to the front of your mat. So I've got a bit of a runny nose. Feet straight forward. Bend, lift the hands, swanning up, swanning down, the arms, swanning up, breath in, swanning down. One more, and then hands on top of the knees. Slide into tabletop, breathe out, slide your head down. Breathe in, tabletop, back is straight, shoulders are down, base of the rib cage is in. Breathing out, come back. Now focus on your feet. As you come up, you're pushing down and slightly out, so the knees don't collapse in. Starting to get real activation through here. The the outer thigh muscles, the abductors, and right up into the bum. Base of the rib cage in, and then you release down. Switching it all on. Release. Switch it on, breathe in. Release, one more, switch it on, pause. Now the knees can be bent. To start off, make sure the back is straight. Imagine crown is being pulled in one direction, chin is in, tail is being pulled in the other direction. Bring your thumbs up, little fingers down, squishing elbows into ribs, and then press the elbows back, little fingers up towards the ceiling. Now, you might start to push down and out with the feet, slightly lifting the sitting bones to stretch into the hamstrings. We're just activating upper back muscles. Draw the rib cage in. Keep scooping through the lower belly. Breathing, breathing, breathing. That's it. And then pause here, bend the knees, fold yourself forward, fingers up towards the ceiling, give your arms a shake, hands together if you can easily interlace, and then take the whole arms, shoulder girdle up towards the ceiling. Nice loose neck, head, shake. Woo! That's right. Plant hands down at the front of your mat. Walk into downward facing dog. We always start with a straight spine, so bend the knees. Imagine someone's got your tail, they're putting it back and up. Then start to plant the heels down one at a time. Massaging into the calves, into the Achilles, warming it all up. Keep the hands wide on your mat, pushing down and out with hands. Drop the knees across the midline of the body, get into the hips. That's it. We'll always try and massage into whatever is contacting into the ground. So now we've got our feet dancing around. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Taking your left foot forward. So all the way up between the hands and then shoulders away from the ears. Plant your weight down through your front heel. Just draw yourself up for a moment and then hands back again. Pausing here, so weight bearing through that front leg. Pausing, pressing down through the heel. Front leg very active here. Good. And then slide yourself into a high lunge. If it's easier, drop the knee to ground. So just find what works for you here. And then we're just going to be either from here, pushing up on an exhalation, down on the inhale, up on the exhale, down on the inhale, like squatting. Otherwise here, a little bit stronger, pressing the ground away, pressing the ground away. Fabulous strengthening for that front leg. Again, you could always add little hand weights. Breathe out through those pursed lips as you come up. And wherever you are, pause, drop that bottom knee to the ground, top of the foot to the ground. Left hand pressing, left elbow pressing knee back, fingers towards the ground. Opening the chest, top shoulder on top of bottom shoulder, lengthening. That's it, big circle, big circle, big circle backwards. And then pause here, so open these adductors. Fabulous, both hands planted on the ground. Drop the hips down from side to side, release the pelvis, release the pelvis. Tight toes, tail up, tail under, cat-cow, tail up, tail under, breathing in, tail up, breathing out, tail under, breathe in, tail up, shake your butt, side to side, revolve the butt, round and round, other direction, round and round. And imagine someone's got your tail, they're putting it back and up, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears, shake the head, walk the dog. That's the way, walk your feet together. Weight in the left leg, right foot up behind you, pressing down through that left heel. Maybe foot to bottom, knee up towards the ceiling, looking underneath the armpit, three-legged dog. That's the way, try that on the other side. Right foot pressing to the ground, left foot behind you, foot to bum, knee and hip up towards the ceiling, looking underneath the armpit, maybe even foot lifting. And down. Now we're taking the right foot up between the hands. So however it needs to get there, placing it up, knee drops onto the ground for exhaling, or we start here, making sure that we get that wonderful squeezing sensation, knee on top of ankle here, and then stacking the femur back into the pelvis, like so, lifting into a high lunge, pressing up, and then down, breathing out, press up, ooh, lost my balance, and then down. So if you're doing this version, make sure your feet are not one behind the other. You need to imagine you are on train tracks. And 1, 2, and 3. Dropping down, top of the foot, pressing into the ground for stability. Elbow pressing the knee back. So right fingers towards the ground. Shoulders sliding on top of bottom shoulder. Arm up. So we get a deep stretch into the inner thigh, opening up the groin. I'm just going to soil that top arm here. Fabulous. And then knees wide, drop the pelvis back, stretch the fingers out, extended child pose, lengthen that spine, pelvis softening, shoulders rolling away from the ears. Nice couple of deep breaths here just to release everything. Good, and we're going to just move forward a couple of times to get the core muscle switched on. So coming up, tuck your toes, shoulders away from the ears. As we come forward, we breathe out and we draw the lower belly up towards the rib cage. And then we come back on the inhale, breathing out. Keep shoulders right down away from ears. Weight bearing through wrists here. Getting strength into those upper arms, upper back, into the wrists. And working on core. That's it. So breathe out. And breathe out. And breathe out. This time, see if you can just lift your knees for a moment. Inhale back. Breathe out. Lift the knees. Pause in plank. And back. Breathing out. And back. One more time. Breathing out. And back. Forearm across your mat, rolling onto your side. Drop your left hip down. Breathing out. Push the floor away with your forearm. Draw up here. Take the top toes out. Fingers out. So we're keeping this area lifted up. Imagine your side waist muscles are being pulled up towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, knee and elbow together. Inhaling out. So if that feels a bit strong on shoulders, stay here. And we're just doing little pulses up and down, little pulses up and down to start waking up these side waist muscles. Otherwise, squeezing rib cage down towards hip bone here. As you bring elbow and knee together, squeeze, 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 and squeeze, and then down, forearm across the mat, shoulder away from ears, rolling to the other side. Little pulses here, or this version, pulses through the top, and keeping the whole waist lifted up off the ground. Breathing out. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Rolling onto your back. Bringing your knees into your chest. Big circles. Knees rolling around, just releasing the pelvis. One direction, other direction. Very good. Switching core on. So toes on the ground to start off with, knees out to the side. We breathe out. It feels like we're stopping ourselves weeing, and then we scoop up through lower belly towards the rib cage, corsetory muscles squeezing in, and then release it. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out to switch on. Breathe in. A little gap underneath your back remains. We're not pressing tummy button down to spine, imprinting. Instead, we're staying in neutral spine here. Three, 2, 1, and then bum. So feet wide on the mat. It's the same action through here with the breath. Push the floor away with your heels. Draw your knees into the center, draw them apart, roll back down again. So you push the floor away and come up and squeeze the knees on the exhale. Roll back down. One more. And then try a couple of double pulses. Up, squeeze, squeeze the knees, release the knees, roll back down. Coming up, squeeze, squeeze the knees, release the knees, roll back down. Up, squeeze, squeeze, release, roll down, up, squeeze, squeeze, release, roll down. Last one, squeeze, squeeze, and release. Bring your right knee in, left leg out, left arm up, stretch. Take the hand and foot across the mat, side of the body stretch. Deep, full breath in, side of the breath out. And the other side, knee in, foot and toes stretching away from each other. Open over, lengthen the side body. Beautiful. Arms out to the side like a tree, knees up. Drop the knees to one side, looking over the other side. If your knees are right off the ground, slide your feet away from you so it's not so strong on your back. Very releasing breath here. Consciously softening your face. Consciously just letting that breath sigh out of you. And then split the knees up and over. Feel twist on the other side. Again, soft face, soft jaw, softening the muscles around the eyes. So you get a nice stretch through those shoulders. Very good. Arms and legs up towards the ceiling. Give everything a shake. Jaw a shake. Ankles a shake. Wrist a shake. Thighs a shake. Bat wings a shake, and then bring yourself into a little ball, rock and roll up your spine, massaging, massaging, massaging. Well done, well done. Thank you so much for joining me. Big breath in, side out, big breath in. Last one. Hold the top of the breath. Have a great day. Thank you. Namaste.